Hello everyone, my name is Josh and this is Whimsical and Interesting Musings, bringing you whimsical and interesting musings every day, all year round. And today I'm going to be reading through the second chapter of Seeing Red. And this is my novel that I've been writing, and this is basically the second chapter. The first two chapters was introducing us to our main character of Riley Keller, who in the first chapter he was basically running away from something. We didn't know what he was running away from, but he basically seeks refuge in a pub called the Ship and Shovel, and he gets chatting with an acquaintance about his predicament. And the second chapter pretty much introduces him, or the first chapter pretty much introduces him as a man in his 20s, struggling with his love life, feeling a little bit lonely, and he meets a guy online called Martin Collins. And will this spark romance or will this spark disaster? And this is the second chapter. And yes, so enjoy. If you like this video, please leave a like, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do so. And I would like to hear your thoughts in the comments about what you think of this story so far. Do you think I should continue writing it, or continue reading it on YouTube? Or do you think it's not really your cup of tea and I think I should do more content? I'd love to hear your thoughts about the novel and give feedback to me either way on how you think I should read the book, or if you think there's a lot of problems with the book. I'd love to hear your thoughts either way and your feedback. So enjoy. Midnight was the hour of the fox. After fornicating with a vixen inside the remnants of an old public house called the Foxhole before it fell to a ruination of flames, the newly invigorated beast wandered through the alleyway of Old Town. It had been raining since 3 p.m, and with the sudden and mercifully darker shrouds advancing, he treaded further along, light-footed with confidence and the promise of a decent meal. His mate was an old acquaintance, who during one winter he found inside a ditch lower down underground, covered with foliage. The two who had roomed like humans. Now, having separated briefly during a hunt, the two rediscovered each other in the sinking remains of the old pub. Now he was hopeful this reunion would spur a litter, for which he could finally put his useless rummaging through rubbish to good use. It was useless finding anything in the bins, if you had a flock or family to feed. Sometimes taking your hunting in cemeteries yielded better fruit for feeding your flock with than going through bins, due to the fact of laziness. Perhaps humans didn't care as much for their old dwellings in much the same way as the foxes do. These hind-legged mammals probably saw places of rubble and decay as an opportune hole to fill their waste with before the sunrise. Yet, even though the streets were vacant of voices, or the treading of feet on cobbled stones, he still operated stealthily. His nose was an element of being which saw colour through the smells he could salvage from the rubbish. His eyes were like a lens of muted green through a very pallid interpretation of light. Smells come before the sight. The sight is only triggered when something moves, drawing the fox's eye to that object with all ears raised in high alert. That's why cubs never leave the litter when they are born. The process of developing a sensation and wielding it in one's environments can take time in much the same way as humans learn them. First it starts with a sound, then sensation, and then sight is fully developed when hunting. The fox leered over a font of a dustbin lid and began to drink. The residue dribbled down his snout like spit, and his ears pricked up by the illusion of movement. He started licking his chops when he defined the colour brown leading down a slow incline, and when he was once again on even ground, he saw a blur of black smoke. The fox became uneasy as the sound of trickling, beginning lightly and then transcending to a guttural squelching sound when his feet made contact with the thing he thought was water. He braved the licking and found it delicious. Yet it didn't feel silky. In fact, it felt more like metal, and held and held the properties of something meat-like. Then he saw movement as the smoke glistened red, as a human voice emanated sound from the hollow opening of the mouth. Startled, the fox fled, but so desperately wanted to have a taste of the meaty liquid pulsating out of his neck like a leaking pipe. He couldn't wait to tell his mate, yet it wouldn't surprise her one bit. After all, it wasn't the first time their kind tasted blood. And that was chapter 2 of Seeing Red. I hope you like this video, and if you do, please like it and have a good day. It's been Josh with Whimsical and Interesting Musings, bringing you whimsical and interesting musings every day, all year round. And if you like the story so far, leave me a comment on what you think, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on the overall story and if you think it's any good. And have a good day. Bye.